Screen number.
So what I have seen yesterday, I have seen about the skeleton system. We'll see muscles. Here, what is muscle? One second. Yeah, we will see. These are very, very important. Muscles are soft tissues. Many stretch fibers make up your muscles. You have more than 600 muscles in your body. Different types of muscles have different jobs. Some muscles help you run, jump, perform delicate tasks. Other muscles allow you to breathe or digest food. Heart is hard-working muscle that beats thousands of times a day. This is what they're talking about muscle. If you see what we see yesterday is what is the basic structure. The basic structure is the skeleton body, and everything is attached to the skeleton body. Here, see, I am making this movement. Where you can see the movement, how,
Skeletal
where,
bones.
and who. Who is making the movement? See, this is a joint, Sandhi. This is a joint. The movement is at the joint. The movement is made by who? What is the movement? By bones with the force of muscles. Any movement is a force of muscles acting on the bones. Understood? This is bicep, this is tricep. You know it. When you are making this movement, what one muscle is contracting, this is called as flexion, this is called as extension. That we'll see in the further class. So in the flexion, the bicep muscle is contracting, it is connected to the crossbone. It is pulling this. This is what flexion. While extension, this muscle will not act. The tricep muscle is acting for the extension. So that's why the group of muscles will work. If you see small, tiny muscles, there are more than 600 muscles. But there are some major muscles, which is very important. If you see the intestine, the colon, there is a movement called as peristatic movement. The muscle will move. With the help of that movement, your waste, your solid waste will come out. Even heart is a muscle. You have the pericardium. You have all the muscles around the heart. So if you consider muscles, why it is important? It is a like load bearing system. If you are doing any work, if you are walking, if your quadriceps does not take the weight, or your calves or hamstrings, then it will affect your knee joint. So muscles are load bearing, and whatever the movement is there, it's because of the force exerted by the muscles on the bone. Okay. Muscles move body parts by contracting and then relaxing. Muscles can pull bones, but they can't push them back to the original position, so they work in pairs for the flexion and extension. See what is saying, how the muscle move body parts with contracting and relaxing. This here, what happens? See, it can push, it can pull, whatever is there, it is pulling the bone, but it don't have power to push. So what you are doing, that's why they work in a group. They work group in the sense they work in a pair to make flexion. This is called as flexion. This is called as extension. Flexion is nothing but reduction in the angle at a joint. Extension is the increasing of the angle at a joint. The flexion contracts to bend at a limb at a joint. Then when the movement is completed, the flexors relax. Then the extensors contract to extend or straighten the limb at the same joint. What is saying? First, what happens? The flexors contract to bend a limb at a joint. This is a joint. These are the bones. The joint is nothing but two or more bones joining at a place is known as a joint. For example, if you see the bicep muscle in the front of the upper arm is a flexor, and the tricep, the back of the upper arm, is an extensor. When you bend the elbow, the bicep contracts, then the bicep relax. Then the tricep contracts and straightens the elbow. So what you understood, only in the contracting time only we have the muscle will be inactive. In relaxation, muscle cannot pull the bone. Clear? One second. What you are doing, just muscle is contracting, it is pulling, but it cannot straighten in the relaxation state. So this muscle is acting. This will contract and it will straighten the elbow. This is how the muscle is acting on the joint. Suppose just imagine there is no joints or no muscles. What happens? This is your homework. Think and tell me. Majorly, there are three types of muscles: skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Okay, skeleton, cardiac, and smooth. Let us see in detail what is skeleton muscle. As a part of musculoskeletal system, these muscles work with your bones, tendons, ligaments. What is saying? It is musculoskeletal system. The muscles which are attached to the skeleton system are known as musculoskeleton system, and the muscles are called as skeleton muscles. With what it attaches? It attaches with the bones, tendons, and ligaments. Tendons attach skeleton muscles to bones all over the body. Together, they support the weight of the body and helps to move. See, you control these voluntary muscles. Some muscular fibers contract quickly and use short bursts of energy. Others move slowly, such as your back muscles that help your posture. What is saying? First one, which is attached to the skeleton system, is known as skeleton muscles. What is do it contracts to make any action. Some muscles quickly contract to burst the energy. You need energy. What happens if you do short? This is an energy. But there are some muscles, if you see this you can do very fast. Can you do the movements very fast with the back muscles? So they move slowly and they support your posture. So these are known as what muscles? Skeleton muscles. What is the next one? Cardiac muscles. These muscles line the heart walls. They help your heart pump blood that travels to the cardiovascular system. You don't control cardiac muscles. Your heart tells them when to contract. What you are seeing here, you have muscles around the heart. What is do it pump blood to the all the body. Can you control? Who controls it? Heart and respiration. Medulla oblongata. Okay. So what happens? This is called as involuntary functions. If you want, these muscles you can control. The skeleton muscles, which exercise and everything you can control. This is like involuntary. This function will depend on the functioning of medulla oblongata. What is the main function? If you see hard, throughout that you have the muscles. It helps to pump the blood. It protects your heart. So these are the muscles. Whatever the muscles is present near that pericardium, the cardiac system is known as cardiac muscles. Smooth muscles. These muscles line the inside of the organs such as bladder, stomach, intestine. Smooth muscles play an important role in many body systems, including the male and female reproductive system, urinary system, and respiratory system. What is saying, if you see the smooth, these muscles are inside the organs. First one, what we have seen, any muscle attached to the skeleton is known as skeleton muscle. The second one is whatever is present near the heart is known as cardiac muscle. This one is present inside the system, like stomach, intestine. Intestine, I already told you the what is the peristatic movement. If you see, this is how your tool is moved forward. And even in the bladder, everywhere you have these muscles. These muscles are known as smooth muscles. This type of muscles work without you having to think about them. They do essential jobs like move waste through the intestine and help your lungs expand when you breathe. Even what is saying, what now I told the peristatic movement. A diaphragm is a muscle. When you do breathing, the diaphragm will move. It will expand and contract. So this will help the removal of the waste. These muscles, these are called as smooth muscles. Here, you name some important muscles in the human body. Anyone? What are the important muscles? Anyone? The skeleton muscles. Just we are going to see about skeleton muscles. Gopinathji, name few muscles.
Names of skeletal muscles.
Yeah. Any muscles, whatever muscles name them. Name that muscle name.
Muscles name I don't remember. No.
Bicep, tricep, right? Here you have rhomboid, trapezius.
Bicep is a bone. Actually, biceps are bones, no?
Biceps are muscles.
Biceps are muscles. Okay.
Humerus is a bone. Humerus and
Okay.
is covered by bicep and tricep. Bicep means there are two muscles. Tri means three. Three.
Okay.
Large, medium, big. There's small and large. And technical names will be there. Bicep, tricep, rhomboid, trapezius will be in the back. In the thigh, front side is quadriceps. You have four. Back side is hamstrings. And calf muscle, you have two, gaseous and cellulose. Glutes, buttocks, gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus, and gluteus medius. And you have core muscles, oblique, transverse. These muscles are there. And spinal muscles, not important. These are the main group of muscles which we focus. Just remember the names. Tendon. What does a tendon do? If you see, muscle is never directly connected to the bone. This is a muscle. This end is connected to a tendon. Suppose this is, you think, a muscle. The end is connected to a tendon, and this tendon is connected to a bone. Muscle end is connected to a tendon, and tendon is connected to a bone. That is what tendons will do. See, tendons link your muscle to your bones. Very beautifully explained. They let your bones move as your muscle tighten and relax. Okay. Never muscle is directly connected. It is linked with the tendon. Muscle, tendon is connected to the bone. What does it do? It helps the bones to move as your muscles tighten and relax. A tendon is a cord of strong, flexible tissue similar to a rope. How it will be? It will be similar to a rope. Tendon connect your muscle to bone. Tendons let us move our limbs. Tendon help in prevention of muscle injury by absorbing some of the impact that your muscle take when you run, walk, jump, and any other movement. What is saying? The tendons take the load. If you see a joint consists of tendon, ligament, cartilage, meniscus. This all will give support to the joint. So first, if you take any load, this will take the load. So, and this will protect the joint. Similarly, what this tendon is doing, it is preventing the injuries of muscle by taking some of the load. When you are like running, walking, jumping, if there any extra load, this tendons will take. See, human body contains thousands of tendons. You can find tendons from head all the way down up to your toes. The Achilles tendon, which connects calf muscle to the heel bone. It is the highest tendon in the body. See, whatever you're doing, every muscle, wherever it's connecting to a bone, there is a tendon. There are thousands of tendons. But here, what is saying, the Achilles tendon, which is connecting, it will be like a strip. It is connecting your calf muscle to the heel bone. Tendons are highly resistant to wear and tear, but aren't stretchy, which means they can be easily injured when strained and may take long time to heal. What is saying, they are highly resistant to wear and tear. They can take load, but they are not stretchy. If you see your muscle, you can stretch. The stretches of different like periphery to periphery, center to periphery, or periphery to center, whatever it is there, it's a different thing. But muscles can stretch, but tendons not. So that's why there is a chance of injury and it takes long time to heal. Next, what these tendons do? When you contract your muscles, tendons pull the attached bone, causing it to move. Tendons essentially work as a lever to move your bones as your muscles contract and expand. What you are doing? You have to do a flex. This is a muscle and muscle end is connected to a tendon and tendon is connected. See, this is humerus, this is tibia and fibula. Every time the muscle is connected to the crossbone of a joint. It is not connected here. If it is connected here, how you can bend? So it is connected to the crossbone. It will bend from here. Okay. This is a bicep muscle. It's connected to a tendon and tendon is connected to the which bone? Radius and ulna. This part. So what is doing? It is pulling it to bend. Again, this is connected to this part. This is how it will help. It is always connected to the crossbone. Tendons are stiffer than muscles and have greater strength. What is saying? Muscles are flexible. Tendons are very stiff, stiffer than muscles, and they have great strength to sustain the wear and tear. For example, flexor tendon of your foot can handle more weight, 8 times of your body weight. So just imagine the factor of safety here. The flexor tendon in your foot can bear 8 times of your body weight. So this is how strong your body is. Only thing is we have to realize and we have to maintain it. Suppose nice, beautiful antique piece is given to you. If you throw it in some corner, what happens? So you have to maintain. So you everybody had vehicle. So if you don't use for few months, what happens? Few days. Will it start? So human body is also similar. You have to use it. You have to use it. You have to stretch beyond its limit. Then you can see the great performance of the human body. Next one, I also added ligaments. Ligaments are the band of tough elastic tissues around your joint. They connect bone to bone, give you joint support, and limit their movement. Suppose you think this is a joint. What they do? See, when you are packing some courier, whatever, you pack it. Then again, what you do taping, right? First you do once, just middle, wherever the opening is there. Next, what you do cross taping. Then you do complete taping. Why? What is the need of taping? Already you have attached everything. It is good. So how this taping will help? It gives extra support, right? If something happened, then this taping will help. Similarly, these ligaments also, the strong elastic tissues will give the extra support to avoid the wear and tear. And ligaments help to connect bones, joint organs, and hold them in place. And they also limit the movement. Suppose there is something, if you tape, what happens? It will be limited. There is no taping, the range of motion will be more. This is how the ligament will help. What does ligament do? Ligaments have several important functions that help you move properly. They are: allow the joint to move in a direction it was meant to move. Suppose this is only flexion. See, there are some ligaments here. If you see, there are ligaments here. Majorly, if you see, there is a ligament tear. So this will protect. If there is some extra impact load, then this all will protect. Okay. 1 second.
Abhinav, what happened?
Sir, can you pause the recording for 2 minutes?
Huh? Yeah.
I had little work. Once pause the recording. And allow the joint to move in the direction it was meant to move. Holds the bone together. Ligaments, like whatever I said. Make sure that joints don't twist. So it helps in not twisting. It is like extra stability or extra additional protection. Stabilize muscles and bones. It strengthens the joints. Prevent bones from dislocation. See, for example, your knee has 4 ligaments that keeps moving the side to side or back. Knee ligaments, what is that? Generally, you see, ACL tear, anterior curative ligament, posterior, medial, lateral. See, anterior means front part, posterior means back, medial means towards, I think yesterday I told you, towards the midline, lateral means away from the midline. The most common ligament injuries come from playing sports. And also injury, them in accidents or general wear and tear. Generally, if you see sports persons will have these injuries more prominent. Treatment for these injuries includes rest, physical therapy, and surgery. What is saying in the first 72 hours, you may need, okay, for therapeutic I have made it. So, this is what about your muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Meenan sir.
One minute.